Hello there, Scorpio. Glad to see you today. It is the 5th of April, and what I'm doing is the weekly message for um, April the 8th through the 14th. I am looking at main themes for this week, so I'm doing it differently than before. Why do I feel like, yeah, there was something, a little piece of almond skin on my tooth. So sorry. So sorry. So anyway, we're looking at weekly themes for the week of the 8th through the 14th for Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios, and myself. I did already clear the cards before I started the camera, so I'm just putting the final shuffle on before I put the cards down and start to read and see what comes up for us. Okay, fellow Scorpios, what we have coming up first for talks to me about our environment. Environment is any place where we have energy or effort invested. Usually it shows up as home, but sometimes I have had clients tell me that this is actually work or it's school, so you'll recognize it. But it looks to me like there are some things that we would like to see a little bit different about our, just feeling a little bit stumped about some changes that we would like to make and how to go about making those changes with our environment or in our environment. Next, I'm looking at our subconscious leanings. Scorpios. What I have for us in our subconscious, we're really worried about, seems to me like there's been something that has happened that has affected our sense of security. And so our subconscious is really thinking about, okay, how did that happen? How do we make sure that doesn't happen again? Okay, so when something happens that affects our sense of security, maybe we had to pay more than we thought for something, or maybe we had to take out a loan when we didn't expect to, or maybe something happened and we had to do repairs on the car or the house or whatever. But anyway, something has impacted our sense of security, and our subconscious is really working on, okay, how did I let that happen? And how do I prevent that in the future? All right. So that's subconscious leanings for Scorpios for the week of April 8th to 14th. Next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about our learning style and our communication style, the main themes for those during this week. Hello there, Nikki Jane. Glad to see you, my dear. Are you a Scorpio? And thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Okay, so first we're going to talk about learning style during this week, at least for the main theme. Okay, so Scorpios, we're using our intuition to figure things out. We're leaning heavily on those gut feelings, those instinctual hits, intuition. Intuition is really helping us a lot in the new things that we're picking up as far as information. Now, communication style. Scorpios, fellow Scorpios, this week, you are, me too. Cool. So, fellow Scorpios, what we are doing is we have really decided what it is that we want or what it is that we expect, and we are putting that out there in very clear, indisputable terms for this week. We're being very clear with our communication. Nobody wonders where they stand with us. All right, the next thing that I have coming up talks to me about work. Now, for me, work is two things. It is that way that we make a living, but it's also those things that we do to improve our inner character. If you're not actually earning money, then this would be how you feel most, how you feel like you are contributing to society or the community. All right, so as far as work, it looks like there were some things that were sort of holding us back or holding us down in work. Maybe things were slowing us down, and we're moving away from those. So for some of us Scorpios, it may be that we were short-staffed at work, and so maybe we were trying to pick up the slack for other people or doing twice as many people's work. Now it looks like if that was the case, then they have appropriate amounts of people actually doing the work. So you're moving away from having to be dragged down by doing multiple people's work. This can really come in a lot of different ways, but basically it just says that there's something going on work that's dragging us down, and we are moving away from that during this week. So we're handling that situation and it's getting improved. Now, as far as inner work, Scorpios, what I feel like is we are identifying some negative thought processes that we sort of run through, you know, like like well-trained rats. We just keep thinking these same thoughts over and over that aren't getting us anywhere. And so the inner work is to let those thoughts go and replace them with something fits, that actually fits and actually is helpful and productive for us. Okay. The next thing I'm looking at is that part of us, that part of our personality where we are growing or expanding. And so, what I'm seeing for that part of our personality where we're growing or expanding during this week, we are dealing with some things that have us feeling blue or feeling upset. And we are learning how to process those feelings without damaging others in the process. So, learning how to deal with our feelings in a healthy way. And if we already pretty much knew how to do this, then we're taking that to a new level whenever a card comes up in this position. Okay. So, the next thing that I'm looking at for us Scorpios is those things that you stand for. Looks to me like there was some kind of separation issue that is now resolved and you're back together with that person. Whether this was a friendship that you were separated from, whether this was a love relationship where you were separated, whether this was a parental thing, whether it was a children thing, you know, maybe your child is coming home from college. So there was a separation that is now over. Whatever that separation was, that's now over. Other people, somebody has kind of given you some trouble about that. Like, why are you getting back together with that person? Or why are you bringing so and so home from college? Shouldn't they be on their own by now? Or whatever that is. This whole idea of the coming back together of you with somebody else has somebody else outside of that kind of wondering, why are you doing this? And so you're having to tell them. You're having to, well, and you don't even have to tell them. You don't have to stand up for yourself. You can just say, don't worry about it. See you later. Bye. But anyway, you are having to stand up to them in some way because they are confronting you about it. All right. And then the next thing that we have coming up talks to me about how other people perceive you. The word that I'm hearing as I look at this card is somebody is seeing you as being defensive. And it's probably the same person that you had to defend this reunion of people from. You know, the same person that was complaining about having some kind of reunion show up. That's who feels like you're defensive. Now, before I go on, I just want to tell you, those of you who are in the room, I will be answering one question after this, one free question. So for those of you who are here, if you want to start typing questions into the chat box, and then at the end of this, I will evaluate which one I will actually answer. Actually, I'm going to ask Spirit to nudge me as to which one I'll answer. But anyway, if you want to start throwing them up there, that would be good. Now, the next thing I'm looking at for Scorpios, fellow Scorpios, is the lesson or experience that's pivotal to the week. So this is what happens that starts to change the energy from how it was when we started the week into something different. And what I have coming up is that there's a situation where we have not been active. We have been more passive about what's going on. Maybe we didn't even really know exactly how to handle this situation. We are going to be handling it. We're going to figure that out, and we're going to find a nice productive way to handle whatever that is, okay? And so that is sort of the catalyst for change for the week for us Scorpios. As we are handling this situation that we didn't know how to handle, we've got some things going on. We have some people giving us some pretty major backlash, actually. So as we are moving forward, we're trying to be productive. We're trying to focus on the things that are best for us to focus on. It's putting us in a tough position because it's putting us out of sorts with people who are important to us. And I'm actually seeing this, like there's three cards here, and that's is reflected really in all three cards. So, you know, there's this feeling with somebody of, you know, we're not on the same page. We don't know how to get on the same page anymore. What are we supposed to do? Okay. You have another person that's coming at you, just telling you that probably it's a he, could be a she, but most likely it's a he, that he's just not happy with the way that you're running things anymore. And it's kind of funny because you're running things in such a way as to take better care of yourself, which means that maybe you don't have as much energy to take care of this person and do the things for him that he should be doing for himself. And so he's having a little fit about it. That's basically the bottom line. And then the last card shows that the week ends with an out of balance feeling because you are dealing with these people that are having fits, and you are sticking to your guns that, you know what, this is my time. I need to take some time to take care of me too. It can't always all be about somebody else. All right. So that's how we see you ending the week, feeling a little bit out of balance, but that's a growing pain. That's a growing pain. You'll get beyond that. Okay, so Scorpios, that's what I have. I hope that you find it helpful. Nikki Jane says she's going to meet her husband after 3 months. Oh, cool. That's about the getting back together. On the 9th of April. Oh, cool. Right at the beginning of the week. Yay. Well, I know you're going to be happy to see him coming back from tour. Woohoo. Awesome. Well, since we don't have any questions today, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for keeping me company. I do appreciate it. You all have a fantastic day or a fantastic weekend if I don't see you again. Peace out.